the timer only goes as soon as the draft pops up. Well, as soon as I hit OK, I hit the timer. So I always prefer to go into this kind of layout. It just sees all the cards better. So usually you pick the rare and then just sort of base your deck off that. So that took a little bit longer than expected. I should have probably picked quicker. And I probably should have picked the 2-drop in white there. So pretty much whenever I see a white card that looks good, I go for it. The main thing with the speedrun is that you want aggressive decks. You want to be able to just hit your curve and then be able to just overrun your opponent. And then if you get to the end game, you've probably lost anyway. But for this one, because I'm still doing this to try to get more in my collection, I decided to actually draft normally instead of too quickly. So you can see I'm actually looking at all the cards, checking out my curve, having a look if anything actually gave counters, which it didn't. See, I probably should have picked the X red guy there because he's pretty good. So I decided to hedge. Like, I'm obviously just force picking white cards, and I hedged a little into red because it seemed good. Me looking at my curve, and it's like, removal spell. I cannot say no to removal spells. So I end up taking that instead of the 2-drop, which is what I probably should have taken. And then I take the 4-drop flyer that actually grows if you attack with a big creature. It's pretty good. Yeah, another removal spell, even though it's defensive. And then a big flyer to try and finish him off. A little flyer, but then I see the removal spell, so yeah, let's take the removal spell. Take the creature, because yeah, these combat tricks always seem to wheel. I can't believe that creature wheeled. It's pretty much going to be my only source of life gain for my first pick rare to actually use. That was a very late Hero's Downfall. And then I notice, yeah, Markov Waltzer. Like, I picked a couple of red cards. It's pretty good. It does make games go pretty quick. I probably should have picked the Cathars there, but I end up picking Resistance Squad because me trying to figure out how many humans I've got. Like, yeah, I've got enough humans. I should be able to get this to work. And then I see another Resistance Squad, and I'm like, heck yeah. Another removal spell. I really like Shield Breaker. And then you see another Waltzer. I'm like, ooh, yay. And that pretty much solidifies my splash into red. Just those 2 waltzes. They end up doing a decent amount of work. A gown. That's like the 3rd gown I've seen. I've only taken 2. And just pick it up. And before that last one, I probably should click that before I hit the last. Because it's much easier to sort your deck in this other layout. So I do take a little longer than what I usually do in my other practice speedruns that I've done to make my deck. Usually just cut out every single other color card that you see, and then you end up with almost 40 cards. And the awkward part is I put the timer on top of how many cards I've got, so I think you can sort it. So I shifted up a little here so I can actually see how many more cards I have to cut. There's too many combat tricks. I've got enough removal. And because my removal spell is reactive, the Fierce Retribution, this is not the best speedrun deck. I probably should have just been running combat tricks because therefore you're always the proactive one. You're the one always attacking and punching through, which is what you want to be to try to get things done as quickly as possible instead of waiting for them to attack to remove it. But it goes alright. So this is also a pain with the speedrun, just waiting and hoping you get to pair. I seem to play these at like late night in Australia, which is not a peak American time, which means I do have to wait a little while sometimes. This one's one of the longer ones. A little bit of a lag there. It's like 3 lands, a couple of removal spells. I'll draw on the land to be able to play a flyer and start clocking them down. This is good enough. You can see me always holding this land and wobbling it around. I do that a lot because if they don't, as soon as your turn and it draws, it goes much quicker. Like the card you draw comes into your hand much quicker than it otherwise would. This is a speed run, so I'm trying to make as many like subtle improvements, subtle increases to my speed as possible. It's not looking too great for a hero because he's killed my 1 creature and made it so I can't bring it back. We're just playing cards as soon as I get him. But I mean, he's used up. He's only got 2 cards left in his hand. Well, now it goes back up to 3. And then 4 for his turn. These panic bystanders aren't going to flip that easy unless I get a kindly spirit. I can't remember, the grandma one with lifelink. Alright. Just drop the cavalry. Just try and hit things on curve. And then I'll be able to play the Geist next turn. And look who drops down. This is things you don't want to see. Mythic rares that can swing the game in your opponent's favour. Luckily he doesn't have much, so I can just remove that flyer and then attack it with my flyer. And then Sorin's gone. So pretty much all it did was soak up a removal spell and gain him 2 life. Which isn't great for a speedrun, but that's an easy way to get rid of a Sorin.
I won't let this be over.
You know, about speedrunning arena is that you got to rely on your opponents as well. And you can see me every now and then, or I just keep circling my mouse around and around going, come on, hoping that they make a move quicker. So yeah, swing in, trying to get some damage in. I figure he's going to attack. I've got the removal spell to get rid of the 4/4, which is the only real threat at this point. I could have just paid 6 mana, but then I wouldn't be able to fly over. That thing freaks me out a little. That's why I take a couple of seconds. I go, oh geez. It actually has haste. But at this point, I'm winning this race. He's got no cards in hand. This will help me train up my cavalry, and also giving that one flying. That's like a 2-turn clock. And keep up Adamant Will. So I can block the 3/3 and make sure that I can win this race. Except I believe he gives it -2/-2. Yeah. So that hurts. But I'm like, do I keep it around just so I can start winning this race? Yeah, that's what I do. Sure, it's going to die, but at least I don't take 5 damage this turn. Keep the card in hand because I can get the blood token from the enchantment if I need to. So I can discard that away. No blocks. Oh yeah, I blocked the 1/1. Unsure why I do that. Just got to try to save as much damage as possible, I guess. Try and win that race. Got a human, control that card. Still keep 1 land in hand. In case I want to deal with the blood token. Attack with everything. Choose not to. Still do it anyway. Give flying. So now he pretty much has to sweep the board, or otherwise he's just dead. And there he goes. Win number 1. So yeah, I'm pretty low in tiers because I don't play Arena that much. And that game took a decent amount of time. It was a bit slow, so I'm not doing too great on the... Well, I'm sub my average, so it's not too bad. And I always hit the timer just as I hit the button to go to the next round. So it's not technically when I win that round, it's when I'm just about to start the next one. And 23 seconds to find an opponent. That's not too bad for me. Japanese player. Not quick again. This is what happens when you have a deck with not many 2-drops, but I've got removal for something early if he decides to attack. And a 3/2 and the flyer. The cavalry's great. Here I am with my spinning of lands again to try and eke as many milliseconds as I can back. Just to give me some thinking time. See, look at that turn. That was quick. And it's just like, do I play the resistance squad and not draw a card to start to be able to attack in, which I can't anyway because he's got a 1/5. My belief was, it's like, well, he'll attack with that, which is too annoying, so I'm better off just wasting a turn so he attacks so I can kill it. I don't know why they said good game there. Do they think that the Stency is that great? I mean, getting a 1/1 creature every turn's annoying, but it's not busted. The Innocent Traveler's very annoying there. So I draw another removal spell. It's like, do I let it attack me or do I remove it? So yeah, so I decide to play this, draw my card, get an attack in, and then keep up the removal spell. So I'm not going to sack a creature because I know they're going to attack me and hit me for 5. Which it will very well soon die. That's annoying, because that just makes it go back up. That's also annoying, but I mean, they had plethora of 1/1s as it was, so that didn't really make much of a difference. Let's get rid of that stupid flyer. Alright, now we can play 2 things, I believe. Play that, and 2-drop. And then do we attack with both? Just to clean out the Stencia. Oh, just in the air. Sweet. It's been a couple of days since I've did the speedrun. I can't remember exactly what I've done every time. But the waltz is great. It just comes in, whacks for 2, and then either keeps chipping in for 2 or helps just buff a random creature. It's pretty much like Combat Trainer, whatever it was called in Strixhaven. 4 mana, white card. Card was great. Here's me reading, wasting time, trying to figure out what the card actually does. I'm like, I thought they had to sacrifice their board once they hit 13 things, but it's a May, so they can keep the, they can just keep out pumping 1/1s, or they can whack something for 7 if they want. Get rid of another one of those X creatures on 4. So at this point, I think I'm sick of the... Oh no, I still just tipping for 2. I thought I might attack. I'll attack with the Kindly Ancestor. Gets 2/4/3s. I'll kill the original one. So I'm thankful that I don't attack with the resistant squads, because that was a pretty good trade. So at this point, I'm scared he's gonna destroy my Markov Waltzer, which is the only thing that's pushing me through. So I'm trying to knock him down from 13 permanents, so we can still keep chipping in. Oh, and I actually gained 3 life for that to flip. I think that's the only time that ever flips in any of these games. No spoilers. And that was nice. They'd give up, so that saved me like 2 to 3 minutes, if not more, if they decided to think and whatnot. So much appreciated on the early concede their opponent. Alright, 9 seconds. Best wait time so far. And we're doing pretty good on the average. Kept an alright hand. Got a 2-drop. Probably could have played the voice first, but it felt like I could like play that first, attack him with it, and then have a 3/3. I get rid of that thing because, I mean, getting to 5 mana seems too good, so I'll get rid of that so I can start chipping in. Oh, and look, a creature to stop me. No attacks. I probably could have tried to trade with the Scorpion, but I thought, yeah, he's also struggling with lands. So now, do I play the Waltzer? Do I play the Shield Basher? I decided to play the Shield Basher because I can give it indestructible and then play the 2-drop. So then I can start actually getting in damage. The Voice of the Blessed is interesting with the Panicked Bystander, because you don't know if you want to like attack him with the Panicked Bystander or not, because it's probably going to die and then you can't get any more triggers, so you just attack with the other things and try and get your voice bigger. Oh, double Waltzer. That's what you want to see. But instead we decided to play that, because now we can get indestructible and get a trigger off the Bystander. Probably shouldn't have attacked with the Bystander, just so I could get more triggers, but I may as well get the damage in now. Start trying to make some dents. Because now that I've done that decent amount of damage, the Waltzers should be able to start chipping in for the rest of it. Forgot it was nighttime, so that's a big creature, so that means my shield break is pretty useless. So, and having a 1-drop's nice. That means I can play the 1-drop and the removal spell, so I can beat in for what, like 10 7 plus 2, 9. And then I don't think they're coming back from that. They're going to try to get rid of 3 creatures. I don't realise that I have to keep clicking next because I just played the Ballynock Escort, which means I now have priority to do something. So that was a nice waste of like 2 seconds. But it shouldn't matter too much. They should concede at some point. Or have they found a line? The dreaded timing rope. It's not what you want to see in a speedrun. So here we are, just waiting. There we go. So I mean, that was like a 10-second loss there that we'll never get back. But it is what it is. Alright. 3 wins down, 4 to go. Whenever you see the people with the same avatar, you go, I wonder if this is the same person. Sure, snap keep, even though that's not that great. So we have a 1-drop that we can chip in with. A removal spell for an early creature to keep chipping in with the 1-drop, and then we just gotta hope to draw up to 4 lands to actually get our heavy hitters in there. And hopefully we don't get any creatures with counters on it, so I don't forget to hit the button. And it's times like this where where it takes them a while to do the first turn, you just hope that they aren't going to do that every turn. But no, they go pretty quick. Oh no, not a 1/4. How do I get past the 1/4? I was like, yeah, we'll play this because that'll get past the 1/4. I could have Circle of Confinement it away, but you got to start getting that damage in. They don't do anything, which is strange. I don't know what they could have. Struggling to try to find the red source for my Waltzer. Get rid of the 1/4. So now we can get in there. And there's probably a bleed dry. And here is downfall. Dang. Did it before the indestructible. Oh well. Man, if we had the +2/+2 indestructible, they would have been in real hurt. Alright, well I got nothing else to do, so I might as well remove that now. It saves me doing it next turn. I might draw something more relevant. Two fly. It's like, do I get rid of the 2/2 fly so I can still keep getting in, or do I make a blood token and try to get that red source I need? So I decide to go for the blood token. So then if I draw any planes next turn, I can get rid of it and get something actually relevant. Even though it's probably slightly relevant because it'll get me up to that next lot of mana for the retribution. Just... I can attack in now because I have the bystander. So I can gain life. So that's what I choose to do. And I choose not to. So I could have sacrificed that, but I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm better off losing the bystander so then I've got like protection for my potential 3/3 that I'll have next turn. That's a good card. Deciding if I still want to play the removal spell with a good card. This is not good. I need to think quicker. Yeah, so just the bystander. So then I'll get my counter on my voice. And now it's a 3/3, so now to help train that. And I can protect the 3/3 with the escort. And if the cavalry attacks, I can also save that with the escort. Or either or. Another planes, do a play it or blood token it away. We'll deal with that after we attack in for 6. It's pretty much now they have to have a removal spell for the cavalry. Well, they have to have a bleed dry. Because the downfall's not going to help them. I could just give it indestructible. Let's play the land and pass. Probably should have kept it for the blood token. I didn't really need another one at that point. So there's one removal spell. So I just need a second one now to survive. Oh, I don't know how Rustine would have helped. I don't think it gains you any life. But hey look, a blocker. Just a shame I have a removal spell in hand. I can give the other one flying and attack in for lethal. Give the old good game after they've conceded. Classic curb move. Or at least they saved me a couple of seconds there from having to attack in. Alright, almost half an hour, 4 drops in. Look at that. Look at that gold split. Except this is where things fall apart. Survival. So 4 lands, 1 drop, 4 drops, so a bit slow. And then I hit a 2 drops, that's good. So 1 drop, 2 drop, 4 drop. Except a 1/3 is not what you want to see when you're trying to attack in with 1/1s and 2/2s. Alright, another. So we're hitting things on curve, which is nice. It's just a shame that we can't actually get in with anything because 2 mana 1/3 is just too big. He draws some cards, does a damage. Waiting. Ballista Watcher. Hadn't seen that before. Don't know what it does. Alright, so now we get the Waltzer. So I attack with everything because now he has to trade with either of my things, which I don't think he will. So now we're doing alright in the race. But I feel the Waltzer is not much longer for this world. And also, all he has to do is make a 5/5. So no removal at this point in time, which isn't that great. So I'm not really sure what to do. Just have to chip in the air, I guess, because we can't attack on the ground anymore. 5/5's too big. And now we can't chip in the air anymore either. Can't attack. Creature's too big. And then I just pass, hoping that he'll attack with the 5/5. And it gets her another creature. He played into the trap, so I get to get rid of the 5/5. Except that I don't. That was a cool animation. And I felt I had to block there because he can just ping for 1 damage with that creature at any point, so I may as well at least save myself 5 points of damage instead of him paying 3 mana later on, just getting rid of it. But at this point, I'm pretty much just getting owned by by a 1/3 and the Ballista. Now there's another 4/4. He flips the stuff back over, which means I can't attack with my Shield Breaker. And just hope the Shield Breakers will get me there. But all he has to do is pass, and now the creatures are too big and I don't know how to get through. So I give up. I've wasted too much time on this one, and I mean I might be able to draw a removal spell at one point, but he's got too many cards in hand and I just don't think I can get through. So I'm better off just, instead of wasting time, cutting my losses there and trying to go for the next round. 5 seconds? That's pretty good. The pile of 4-drops hand. He's mulligan, so might as well keep. So just me shaking a lot of lands until turn 4. Yep, still can't do anything. And then he gets, which was nice, because that incentivizes him. So he doesn't even use the mana. So he could have dumped like a 6/6, 6 mana 6/6 on that point. But instead he attacks, so I can get rid of it. And when I had nothing else I could do at that point. Play this one first, because it just does more damage overall. And I'll get the extra 1 mana to make it indestructible. He had 2 mana. I could have blocked there to stop that from happening, but I've got to try to get in. Because I mean, that's a lot of damage. That'll outrace the 2 life any day. Shake hands another 2. Unsure why he didn't do that and then attack with a 3/4. May have been a misclick. There goes my second waltzer, so can't be attacking with 2/3/3s in the air, which is a bit sad. So I've got to start removing something, because I'm not winning this race. So I think I get rid of the menace guy. Oh, not the life linker. I suppose it's a 4-point life swing compared to a 3-point life swing. That stops him from drawing cards too, which was the main thing that was annoying me the most. And there goes my main clock. Decides not to attack, which is very interesting. Decide to get the land in hand in case of the blood token later on. Attack for 2 in the air. But now he gets his life gain combo going back on. And he's going wide. If he'd attacked with that a couple of turns earlier, then this race might be closer, but at this point, I'm winning it pretty handily. Because now I can attack with 3 things in the air. And that evolves, and that makes lethal. So, it evolves. It trains. Alright, well, with that loss, I'm still doing pretty good on time. Two more wins to go. So yeah, so no more global splits. 20 seconds? Not great. Another Japanese player. They're in my time zone, so that's what I expect to see. A very loose keep. We need to be aggressive, right? It helps when I have 2 reactive spells, a equipment, and a creature that I can't cast yet. Another reactive spell. That's what we want to see. The equipment's been pretty good. It's just like a bone splitter. It'd be nicer if it gave some sort of toughness, but this is where I start to get concerned. I haven't drawn another land yet. Or anything relevant. At least I've drawn a creature now. But I fake I've got nothing, so I can kill it with my removal spell. Because it can't block, so it's obviously going to attack. And I'd rather it off the board than under a pacifism, because its ability can still work. Double Ragged Recluse. Whew. Oh well. We found the best counter for Double Ragged Recluse. A 2/3. Let's just hope they can't discard anything this turn. That's fine. Don't have any creatures, you have to exile your own. Which makes it even better, so they can't Blood Fountain it back. Draw the 4th land. That's good. Play that, play that. Trade with the Death Toucher. It was going to be annoying anyway. So now, go back up to, so go up to 22, and we get a 3/3, which can also stop the 2/1s. And then we can give it lifelink, which is sort of a combo in itself, so it keeps getting bigger. Thanks to its own combat damage. Now we get the flyer, so we could equip it up and start beating down for 5 in the air. I think I've only got 5 mountains in this deck, so it's pretty impressive. I've gotten 3 of them. It's not good, because now they can discard their card and get 2 3/3s. So now their board is looking much better than mine. So I decide to make my own 4/4 by getting a 3/3 with lifelink. I pass so I can keep up the retribution. So then I can hopefully kill both the 3/3s. Because then they're technically 4/3s because they drain you for 1. And it's not what we wanted to see. At least I still got my lifelinker, so it still helps me keep up in this race, but I'm taking a lot of damage this turn. So we get rid of that because he's got 2 blood tokens, so I'd rather not have the 5/5. The 4/3s are better. Alright, make sure the auto tapper doesn't screw me over. Start trying to close down this race. Make it tighter. So he gains 2 life every turn. I gain 5 life every turn. Thanks with everything. I don't block. I don't want them to get whatever they've got in their graveyard back. Yuck. So at this point I'm like, oh yeah, I can try and race that, but then the attendance is just too good. So they can ping and kill my 4/2, so I have to get rid of it. So I'm going to have to take a turn to do that, and then another turn to exile it, just because that ping is still very good. So yeah, got to wait until... Oh, got to try to remove that, because that thing's just going to be annoying. The life difference is nice at this point, but having 2 4/3s against me is not that great. It's fine, I can take it. I'm just going to ping away the 4/2 before I can untap. Oh, another blood token. Look at them all. So yeah. Do I keep this? No, I'll keep that for the blood token I'm going to get. Gain my 5 life. Oh, I shift the thing across so I can trade with one of the 3/3s instead of giving the blood token. Man, I made decent plays back when I remembered to do things. He's got 4 blood tokens, surely he can find something. I'm surprised he played the 1-drop. It's not that effective on this board position. I mean, not the quickest game, but it's very interesting. That's a very good card. Drains me for 2 again. The 4-2 did not deter the attackers though. At least I get to get rid of one of them. Now I have... I'm like, so we've got 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which I can't actually pay for all of it at once. But how much has he got there? He's got, so a 4-3, so 4, 5, 6. So he can do 6 damage. So if I enchant this and equip, then I'm going to gain as much life as he does to me. So, well, the bear will become a 2-2. So what's that? 3 plus 4 is 7. So this knocks him back down and should negate all the damage I'm going to take next turn. And then even if he removes this creature, I've got lethal in hand. Oh no, I don't, because he'll attack and gain an extra life. Oh yes I do, because it gets +1/+0. Haha. So, who knew that the dollhouse gave haste? So now he can kill my creature. But as I said, it shouldn't matter, because I've got lethal in hand. Just hopefully he doesn't have either a removal spell or any more life gain. So he's digging. He's digging for something. I don't know what. My board is empty. Let's take it all. And then I'm pretty sure I should have victory from here. And crack in for 4. Sweet. Alright. So that was a nice grindy game. Keep ranking up. Alright, one more win to go. Hopefully we can do it quickly, because that took a while, that game. Nice quick pairing with the silver player, which is even better. The only problem with lower tiers is that they're more likely to take their sweet time. The higher tiers seem to want to play quicker, so there's a fine line between playing in the lower tiers, losing time due to people not knowing what they're doing or just not caring, but being easier, or the people in the higher tiers actually knowing what they're doing but being quicker. So as per usual, keep a hand with only 4 drops and a pile of removal. So now we can start cracking in. This dude playing nice and quick, which is what I want to see. Hopefully we get another land so we can play another flyer. 2-2 will do. Just keep chipping in over the top. They missed a land drop, so that's nice. Would have been funny if you put it on the other one. Give me +2/+2. Both struggling for land still. Thought about putting a removal spell on the 2-1. In which I'm better off just using the 2-mana removal spell on it when it attacks. Ooh, that's a good card. Draw a card. They should have made me sack a creature. I could have saved it for Henrika, but... So now I feel like they're going to make me sack... Like they'll just sack each other, or they'll play something. So that's why I couldn't just +2/+2. Well, I couldn't put the pacifism on it, because then it'd just sack itself and sack my creature. And then I'm like down 2 for 1. So let's just attack for 6, because they're not going to want to block. And then they'll probably want to... They'll either play a bad creature and sack it to get rid of one of mine, or they'll flip it and attack in. And once it's flipped, then I can put the pacifism on it. And then it's completely useless. So we take a heck of a beating here. So 16-point life swing in 1 turn. It's not really what you want to see. So we better stop that. But the 2 waltzes are going to do their job, even though they're making me waste a bit of time with all the clicking. That doesn't really matter. We'll stop it anyway, because my life total is not that high. Because if that plus a Sure Strike will kill me. And now they have to be able to kill or have 2 flying blockers to be able to stop me. Which they do not. You know, classic post-explosion good game. Alright, then we just got to try to click the buttons, and that'll be it. For a nice, quick, relatively quick. I tried to play as quickly as I could. In time, end up with just under 54 minutes, which is pretty good.